You'll be using this Aston Martin DB5 with modifications.
Get ready to blast back in time, because the 1960s set the stage for some of the most thrilling car chases ever filmed. Long before CGI and digital tricks, stunt drivers and filmmakers relied solely on skill, courage, and raw horsepower to create cinematic magic. Screeching tires, hairpin turns, and high-octane pursuits roared across the silver screen, all captured with a gritty realism modern movies rarely match. These weren't polished, perfect sequences. They were dangerous, unpredictable, and gloriously authentic.
Go! Go! Hold on!
From roaring muscle cars to sleek European speedsters, the 60s transformed car chases into heart-pounding spectacles. So, here are 13 of the most unforgettable 1960s car chases. No computers, no safety nets, just pure unfiltered adrenaline. Number 13, The Wrecking Crew from 1968. Dean Martin's final outing as secret agent Matt Helm in The Wrecking Crew delivers a flamboyant blend of Cold War espionage and high-octane absurdity. While the film leans heavily into camp, its car chase sequence, set against the sun-drenched backdrop of Southern California, is a gleaming slice of 1960s spy cinema excess. The hero's ride? A 1968 Lincoln Continental Mark III, a luxury coupe with a 460 cubic inch V8 engine pumping out 365 horsepower. Several versions of the Mark III were used: a pristine showroom model, a stunt-ready chase car, and a stripped-down dialogue car with windshield and visors removed for interior shots. Its sheer size and chrome-heavy styling made it an unlikely chase vehicle, but the film turns it into a rolling fortress of swagger. Director Phil Carlson stages the chase with tongue-in-cheek flair, weaving through winding roads and explosive set pieces. Bruce Lee served as martial arts advisor, training Sharon Tate for her fight scenes, adding kinetic energy to the film's physicality. The chase isn't just about speed, it's about spectacle, with smoke bombs, gadgetry, and slapstick timing. It's a psychedelic detour into spy-fi madness, where horsepower meets Hollywood glamour in a tire-squealing showdown. Number 12, Harper from 1966. Paul Newman's gritty turn as Private Eye Lou Harper in Harper isn't just a noir revival, it's a showcase of West Coast cool and one unforgettable car chase. The film's standout pursuit unfolds along the winding roads of Malibu, where Harper's battered 1955 Porsche 356 Speedster, a faded mess-in blue T1 with beehive taillights and California black plates, becomes a character in its own right. Powered by a 1.5-liter flat-bore engine producing around 60 horsepower, the Speedster wasn't built for brute force, but for nimble handling. Its low center of gravity and rear engine layout made it ideal for hugging tight curves along the Pacific Coast Highway. The chase gains emotional weight when Betty Fraley, Julie Harris, steals the Porsche and is pursued by Harper and Graves. Her fatal crash on a serpentine descent adds tragic finality to the film's tension. Director Jack Smite uses minimal score and natural lighting to amplify realism. The Speedster's top mysteriously shifts between scenes, down during driveway shots, up during the chase, suggesting multiple cars were used, possibly including a Prix A model for stunt work. It's a raw, stripped-down sequence that trades explosion for existential dread, making Harper a cerebral entry into 1960s car chase lore. Number 11, Seance on a Wet Afternoon from 1964. Brian Forbes' Seance on a Wet Afternoon is a psychological thriller cloaked in fog and dread, but it also delivers a hauntingly restrained car chase that's as eerie as it is tense. When Billy Savage, Richard Attenborough, abducts a child at the behest of his unstable medium wife, Myra, Kim Stanley, the getaway unfolds in a 1959 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud II LWB, a stately British saloon with a 6.2-liter V8 engine and a top speed of 102 miles per hour. The Silver Cloud, with its whisper-quiet ride and imposing silhouette, becomes a ghostly vessel for the kidnapping. A continuity goof reveals two different license plates, 280 DUV during the abduction and 755 FGX during the escape, suggesting multiple cars were used, possibly a Bentley S-type body double. The chase itself is subdued, winding through rain-slicked London streets, with tension built not through speed, but through psychological unraveling. Forbes' direction favors claustrophobic framing and natural sound, amplifying Billy's moral collapse. The rolls glide silently, a coffin on wheels, as Myra's delusions deepen. It's not a chase of horsepower. It's a slow-motion descent into madness, where every turn of the wheel tightens the grip of fate. A chilling, cerebral entry in 1960s car chase cinema. Number 10. The Great Escape from 1963. The Great Escape doesn't just deliver one of the most iconic war films of all time. It unleashes a motorcycle chase that redefines stunt work and screen adrenaline. Steve McQueen's character, Captain Virgil Hiltz, commandeers a 1961 Triumph TR6 trophy, disguised as a German BMW R75, and tears across Bavarian meadows in a desperate bid for the Swiss border. The TR6 trophy, equipped with a 649cc parallel twin engine, produced around 42 horsepower and could hit speeds of 100 miles per hour. Its lightweight frame and off-road agility made it ideal for the rugged terrain of the chase. McQueen, an accomplished rider, performed most of the riding himself, though the legendary fence jump, a 60-foot leap over barbed wire, was executed by stuntman Bud Eakins. The jump remains one of the most celebrated stunts in cinema history. Director John Sturges choreographed the sequence with minimal cuts, letting the raw speed and tension speak for itself. The chase isn't just thrilling, it's symbolic. A lone man defying tyranny with throttle and grit. No explosions, no gimmicks, just a triumph, a border, and a daredevil's resolve. It's not just a car chase, it's a cinematic jailbreak on two wheels. Number 9. You Only Live Twice from 1967. In You Only Live Twice, James Bond's Tokyo pursuit isn't just thrilling, it's historic. The film features the legendary Toyota 2000 GT, Japan's first true supercar, in a sleek white roadster form that never existed in production. Only 2 topless versions were custom-built by Toyota in just 2 weeks to accommodate Sean Connery's 6'2" frame, as the standard coupe proved too cramped. Under the hood, the 2000 GT packed a 2.0-liter inline-6 engine with triple Solex carburetors, producing 148 horsepower and a top speed of 135 miles per hour. It had a 5-speed manual transmission, 4-wheel disc brakes, and a limited slip differential, cutting edge for its time.
Get in, quick!
With only 351 units ever built, it remains one of the rarest and most collectible Japanese cars, with auction prices soaring past $1 million. Driven by Japanese agent Aki, the car leads Bond through Tokyo's neon-lit streets, evading Spectre agents with precision and style. The chase includes a dramatic aerial sequence where a helicopter equipped with a giant magnet lifts the enemy car off the road, a surreal, gadget-laced climax that only Bond could deliver. It's not just a chase, it's Japan's automotive coming-out party, wrapped in espionage and elegance. Number 8. Hot Rods to Hell from 1967. Hot Rods to Hell is a sun-scorched descent into vehicular terror, where the American dream collides with teenage nihilism on desert highways. Dana Andrews plays Tom Phillips, a disabled salesman driving his family to a new life in California, only to be hunted by a gang of thrill-seeking youths in souped-up machines. The film's centerpiece chase pits Phillips' 1961 Plymouth Belvedere against a menacing 1958 Chevrolet Corvette C1, customized for drag racing. The Corvette's 283 cubic inch V8, fitted with dual 4-barrel carburetors, could push 270 horsepower, more than enough to dominate the open road. Its low stance, chrome-heavy body, and guttural exhaust made it the perfect weapon for Duke, Paul Bertoia, the gang's volatile leader.
Go! Hold on!
Director John Brom stages the chase with raw intensity, using real desert locations and tight framing to amplify claustrophobia. The climax, a deadly game of chicken on a narrow bridge, turns the family sedan into a symbol of defiance. The Plymouth's bulk and resilience contrast with the Corvette's reckless speed, culminating in a crash that ends the torment. Originally shot for TV in 4:3 but deemed too intense, the film was released theatrically. It's a brutal, underrated gem where horsepower meets psychological warfare in the heat of the California sun. Number 7. The Love Bug from 1968. Disney's Love Bug may be a family comedy, but its car chase sequences are pure gearhead gold, led by Herbie, the sentient 1963 Volkswagen Beetle with a racing soul. Beneath his unassuming white paint and red and blue racing stripes lies a modified 1.2-liter flat-4 engine, tuned for stunt work and capable of surprising agility. Several Beetles were used during filming, each rigged for specific gags: wheelies, jumps, and even driving in reverse at high speed. The film's climax features Herbie taking on a snarling 1963 Apollo 3500 GT and a 1966 Bizzarini GT 5300 Strata in a chaotic desert race. The Apollo's Buick V8 and the Bizzarini's 365 horsepower Chevy small block should have outclassed Herbie, but the Beetle's supernatural antics, including driving on two wheels and splitting in half to finish the race, flipped expectations. Director Robert Stevenson choreographed the chase with slapstick precision, using real California roads and practical effects. Herbie even smashes a Jaguar E-Type and a Lamborghini 400 GT, both real cars, not kits, adding high-stakes destruction to the comedy. It's not just a chase, it's a mechanical rebellion, where the underdog Beetle defies physics, horsepower, and logic to become a pop culture icon. Number 6. Grand Prix from 1966. John Frankenheimer's Grand Prix isn't just a racing film. It's a visceral, high-speed symphony of danger, ego, and mechanical fury. While not a traditional car chase movie, its Formula One sequences are so technically precise and narratively intense that they eclipse most cinema pursuits of the era. Shot in Super Panavision 70 and presented in 70mm Cinerama, the film revolutionized racing cinematography. Frankenheimer mounted cameras directly onto real F1 cars, capturing cockpit POVs at 180+ miles per hour. The cast, including James Garner, Yves Montand, and Brian Bedford, trained with professional drivers, and Garner became so proficient he later sponsored his own racing team. The film features actual 1966 F1 machines, BRMs, Ferraris, and Yamura liveried Lotus 25s. Cameos from legends like Jim Clark, Graham Hill, and Juan Manuel Fangio blur fiction and reality. The Monaco Grand Prix sequence, filmed during the actual race, is a masterclass in editing and sound design. Gear shifts, tire squeals, and engine roars sync with heartbeats. The climactic crash at Monza, where Montand's character dies in a fiery wreck, delivers emotional gravity and technical spectacle. Grand Prix didn't just chase thrills, it redefined them, making every corner, downshift, and overtaking maneuver a cinematic heartbeat. Number 5. Thunderball from 1965. Thunderball doesn't just dive into underwater espionage. it delivers one of the slickest car chase sequences of the Bond franchise's early years. Set in the sun-drenched streets of Nassau, the chase unfolds as James Bond, Sean Connery, is pursued by Spectre agents after escaping their compound. The scene is brief but electric, showcasing Bond's driving prowess and the film's commitment to real-world thrills. Bond's getaway car, a 1965 Ford Mustang convertible, painted white and fitted with a 289 cubic inch V8 engine producing 200 horsepower. Though not modified with gadgets like later Bond vehicles, its raw power and nimble handling make it a formidable escape tool. The Mustang barrels through Nassau's narrow streets, dodging sedans and motorcycles in a blur of chrome and palm trees. Director Terrence Young uses tight camera angles and quick cuts to amplify tension, while John Barry's score pulses beneath the screeching tires. The chase culminates in a dramatic crash, with Bond narrowly escaping on foot. Though overshadowed by the film's iconic jetpack and underwater battles, this sequence adds terrestrial grit to the spectacle. It's a reminder that even without gadgets, Bond's greatest weapon is velocity, and Thunderball delivers it with tropical heat and muscle car fury. Number 4. Goldfinger from 1964. Goldfinger didn't just redefine the spy genre, it turbocharged it with one of cinema's most iconic car chase sequences. James Bond's Aston Martin DB5, introduced here for the first time, became the gold standard for spy vehicles. Fitted by Q Branch with machine guns, tire slashers, a rear smokescreen, and the now legendary ejector seat, the DB5 wasn't just a car, it was a rolling arsenal. Underneath the gadgetry, the DB5 packed a 4.0-liter inline-six engine producing 282 horsepower, capable of reaching 145 miles per hour. The chase unfolds on Swiss mountain roads, where Bond evades Goldfinger's henchmen in a fleet of 1964 Ford Falcons and Mercedes-Benz 190 sedans. The terrain is treacherous, the stakes lethal, and the DB5's agility and firepower turn the pursuit into a ballet of destruction. Director Guy Hamilton used real vehicles and practical effects, with stunt driver Remy Julien choreographing the action. The sequence ends with Bond flipping the DB5 after being tricked by a mirror illusion, an abrupt crash that adds realism to the spectacle. Goldfinger didn't just give us a chase, it gave us a legend. The DB5 became synonymous with Bond, and the film's blend of speed, style, and espionage set the tone for every car chase that followed. Number 3. The Italian Job from 1969. The Italian Job is a riotous ballet of precision driving, comic timing, and mechanical rebellion. Michael Caine's Charlie Croker leads a crew of British thieves into a gold heist that culminates into one of the most inventive car chases ever filmed. The stars? 3 1968 Mini Cooper S models, red, white, and blue, each modified with lightweight bodies, uprated suspension, and 1275cc engines pushing 76 horsepower. Small in stature, but mighty in maneuverability, the Minis outwit Alfa Romeo Giulia police cars and the entire city of Turin. Director Peter Collinson choreographed the chase through sewers, staircases, rooftops, and even a wedding procession. Stunt coordinator Remy Julien used real drivers and practical effects. No CGI or no green screens. The Minis leap between buildings, slide down embankments, and zip through tight alleyways with grace. Quincy Jones' score, especially Get a Bloomin' Movin' On, adds cheeky swagger to the chaos. The film ends on a literal cliffhanger. Caine's famous line, "Hang on a minute, lads, I've got a great idea," as the gold teeters in a bus over a ravine. It's not just a chase. It's a cultural explosion of British wit, engineering, and cinematic daring that made the Mini a global icon. Number 2. Robbery from 1967. Peter Yates' Robbery opens with a blistering car chase that changed cinema forever. Based loosely on the 1963 Great Train Robbery, The film's first 15 minutes deliver a high-speed pursuit through central London that was so technically groundbreaking, it landed Yates the director's chair for Bullitt in 1968. The chase pits a stolen 1966 Ford Zephyr Mk3 against a police Jaguar S-Type 3.8. The Zephyr, with its 2.5-liter inline-six engine and rear-wheel drive, was no match in raw power for the Jag's 220 horsepower, but its lighter frame and aggressive driving gave it an edge in the tight corners. The sequence was filmed guerrilla style, no permits, real traffic, and stunt drivers weaving through Piccadilly Circus and Marble Arch at terrifying speeds. Yates used handheld cameras, low-angle shots, and rapid editing to create a visceral sense of velocity. Cinematographer Douglas Slocum captured tire squeals, near misses, and the claustrophobia of urban pursuit with documentary realism. The chase ends with a crash and foot escape, but its legacy was immortal. Steve McQueen reportedly watched it and said, "Get me that guy." Robbery didn't just chase, it hunted. It turned London into a racetrack and proved that British cinema could burn rubber with the best of them. And at number 1, Bullitt in 1968. Bullitt didn't just raise the bar, it built the track. Peter Yates' crime thriller unleashed a car chase so raw, so visceral, it redefined cinematic action. Steve McQueen's Lieutenant Frank Bullitt pilots a Highland Green 1968 Ford Mustang GT 390 fastback through the hilly streets of San Francisco, locked in a deadly pursuit of hitmen in a sinister black 1968 Dodge Charger RT 440 Magnum. The Mustang's 6.4-liter V8 roared with 325 horsepower, while the Charger's 7.2-liter V8 pushed 375 horsepower, both modified by racer Max Bachowski for stunt durability. Speeds exceeded 110 miles per hour during filming, with McQueen and stunt legend Bud Eakins sharing driving duties. The chase spans 10 minutes and 53 seconds of unrelenting tension, featuring reverse burnouts, airborne jumps, and a fiery climax at a gas station in Brisbane. Yates filmed on location, closing down San Francisco streets for 3 weeks. No score, no dialogue, just engine growls, tire squeals, and heartbeat editing by Oscar winner Frank P. Keller. Bill Hickman, who drove the Charger, was a real-life stunt veteran and James Dean's friend. Bullitt didn't just chase, it hunted. It's the gold standard, where every downshift is a threat and every corner could kill. And there you have it, 13 rubber-burning car chases the 1960s had to offer. Each one is a time capsule of an era when stunt drivers would risk it all, directors pushed the limits, and every screech and skid was the real deal. These scenes didn't just entertain, they set the gold standard for high-speed action and inspired decades of chase sequences that followed. Whether it was the raw muscle of American classics or the precision of European machines, the 60s proved that car chases could be both art and chaos on wheels. So, which of these is your favorite? Did we miss a legendary one? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear from you.